Kev. A win and a defeat recently, and back at home to face Dagenham. Just how has recovery been? A long journey on Tuesday, of course, down to Maidenhead. So how have the lads looked recovering from that?
Yeah, no, we decided as a group to give them a couple of days rest. Huge journey for us, disappointing result. So instead of dragging the lads that live 2 hours away up for a second day recovery, we decided to give them a couple of days rest, mentally and physically. There's 2 games to go, so the message is, in terms of tactics, not going to change dramatically. So they know what's desired, what's needed from them on match day. So really, getting back at R4 on, when was it, Wednesday morning? It's crucial that they get their sleep, their rest, ready to go for what is, a hugely important game for us tomorrow. It's our last home game. Various things riding on it. We want that 4th clean sheet in a row at home, which I'm asking for. I'm asking for a reaction, which I've generally always got after a disappointing result. But I'm asking for a performance that, the fans can go away thinking, there's something to look forward to next season. With whatever team they see next year, they'll see fight, passion, hard work, and that's what I expect from my players tomorrow and next Saturday as well down at Dorking. So a lot riding on the game tomorrow.
Just on them 3 clean sheets, Pete's come in, and the 2 centre-backs as well, Luke and Parks, so you formed a good partnership. Steve was joined in as well. Maybe struggles that consistency on the road, but in terms of 3 clean sheets at home, setting good habits, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%, and we've got to build on that. And that's the most disappointing thing, I suppose, from Tuesday. But when you look at the goals, they could have all been avoidable. It's we had to deal with a lot of pressure from set plays, which we knew was going to happen. We conceded 15 corners and we've conceded from one of them. So law of averages, if you can see that many, they're going to get an opportunity. And it was a good finish from the lad, and a deflected goal, the second one. Yes, we probably could have closed them down. So they can always be avoidable. So to concede 3 was disappointing. So now it's back to reaction, back to a clean sheet. That would be the first message. Can we keep a clean sheet and create the opportunities that we have done, and then take them and be more clinical? And you've heard me say this so many times, but it's what we have to do from now to the end of the season. And tomorrow, generally at home we've looked solid. We'll be coming up against a team that's pretty similar to Maidenhead. They've probably had an indifferent season, up and down season, blown hot and cold a little bit, just like a lot of teams do in this league. So if we're not at it tomorrow, we can get hurt. But generally at home we've been at it in front of our fans. But for me, it's the last game of the season in front of your family, your kids, who I'm sure will be walking around the pitch afterwards to appreciate the fans for what they've done for the players this season in terms of getting behind them, travelling. So I'm expecting a reaction and a performance tomorrow.
You say they're similar sort of test to Maidenhead. In terms of ourselves, does that mean we change much in terms of analysis or preparation or how we go into the game?
No, it's it's about what we do. We've got to nullify their threats, and every team in this league, in and around where we are in the league, have got 3 or 4 players that can hurt you, and we've got to deal with that. And generally we've done that at home. Maidenhead were the same. They had a couple of wingers the other night. Lawson, who was very direct, quick, big, powerful striker up top, and someone with a long throw again. And Dagenham are no different. We have to deal with that. But then it's about what we do in possession, and it's ultimately it's about battling qualities. I said to the players the other night before we took to the pitch that tonight's game is going to be about winning your duels and your battles, 1v1s. And if you do that, we've got a great chance of winning the game, and we didn't do it. As simple as that. We lost the battle, and ultimately you do that in any football match, you run the risk of losing, and that's what happened the other night. So we can't let that happen tomorrow. It's about winning your battles, your duels, and then playing football, being on the front foot, being a bit more direct, and and having more energy than them, and that's what I expect tomorrow.
Yeah, with it being the final home game of the season, of course, as a player, you would have remembered these sort of moments. I guess you don't have to do much in sort of motivation, because you've got families in the crowd, you've got a lot more fans there as well, so it should be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, and it will be a great atmosphere. I said to the players, we live and breathe for football. Yes, the season has been a disappointing one from Hartlepool's point of view. You know, because at the beginning of the season they were up there as one of the favourites to go up, and it never looked like happening. So you know, it's disappointing, but all you can do, you know, and I said to them, they've got 2 games left and you're professional footballers. I said, go and give it everything you got, because it'll be a long time after the Dorking game before you kick a ball in front of a crowd again. So just go and enjoy the occasion, give it everything you've got, work as hard as you can, do the right thing, make right decisions, and especially tomorrow in front of your family, friends, kids, you know, go and make them proud of you. And if you do that, you know, we've won games at our place, and you know we have to be ready for the battle tomorrow, and whatever's thrown at us, we deal with it. And like I say, we've generally done that, and you know we've had some good feelings at home of late, and I'm expecting that come 4:45 tomorrow night.
For a large portion of the season, you've always incorporated one or two academy players, you know, to training and whatnot. Louis Stevenson getting quite a few minutes, but with the 3 or 4 young lads coming in at the minute, you know, having a full sort of week or two around the place, properly involved, how have they been?
They've been magnificent. It's a great learning curve for them. You know, unfortunately, young Max didn't get on the bench overnight, but he'll be involved tomorrow, because unfortunately I've lost Che Cooper today, who's not well, so he won't be involved tomorrow. So I'm literally down to the last players that I've got in terms of first team, and now, you know, the young lads have been drafted in, and it was great to get young Alfie on the pitch the other night. It's, you know, so they've all, apart from Max, they've had those 2 lads, Alfie and Campbell Darcy, have had experience of first team football now. So yeah, it's a great experience for them, and you know, hopefully I can try and get them all on the pitch tomorrow in front of their family and friends, and you know, hopefully they can do themselves justice. Good lads, great experience for them moving forward in their careers.
Just on, you mentioned Che's absence now as well. I think we're now up to double digits on absentees. So just in terms of the next week or two now, is there anyone looking to nearly make a return? I think you've previously mentioned Alex Lacey. I know Manny Onarise has recently came out of the fold as well. So anyone?
Yeah, no, I don't think Alex will be. You know, he needs a 4 weeks training, if I'm being honest. He might be up and running and maybe joining that back end of the week, but it might be a bit too soon to chuck him in. Manny, you know, I think it's a day-by-day basis with him. He won't be available for tomorrow, so potentially could train next week. They're the only 2 that are close. The rest are done for the season. Obviously, Che is an illness, so you know he'll recover from that. So it's been extremely difficult. As we sit here now, there's 13 now first team players that are missing, which is bizarre. So you know that would affect any squad. So you have to give some credit to the players that have stayed fit. People like Nicky Featherstone, you know, he's played every minute of every game for me, hasn't missed a training session, has been, you know, a leader on and off the pitch. So huge credit to him at his age as well. So you know, we've been tested in that term. So it's again, can we get through tomorrow with no injuries? We'll get through training today with no more injuries. So it'll be a light session today, and hopefully they'll all turn up tomorrow with that bit between their teeth, wanting to react and get a result.
Yeah, and just a final note, looking, you know, slightly further ahead, 2 games left. How do these 2 games contribute to your future plans, what you're working on in the summer? Have you made your mind up regarding decisions and what you want to look at for next season, or do these 2 games contribute even further to them?
I think, you know, in the back of my mind, I know what's needed and I know what I need to do. So my mind's pretty much made up. And now it's about, you know, getting through these 2 games undefeated. I'd like 2 wins. I set the lads a points tally before the last home game, and you know we had a good win, and we had a setback on Tuesday. Now we've still got a chance to reach that that points target in the next 2 games, and that's got to be our aim. But 2 positive performances, I want 2 hard-working performances, and then, you know, decisions will be made, conversations will be had, and that's part and parcel of football. And then my work really starts. Players go off on holiday, I'll be working. You know, me, Joe, Ronnie, you know, the chief exec, Sweens will all be here working, trying to bring players in and get us ready for pre-season. So, you know, lots of work to be done, but let's concentrate on tomorrow and next week to get 2 really positive results.